Ravens fans, welcome into Ravens Rundown. I am not Tyler Jones. I am Jace Andrews filling in for Teacher while he is on vacation. And we got some breaking news, which is why we're coming to you here. The Ravens are re-signing linebacker Kyle Van Noy in NFL free agency. This comes from actually Pat McAfee, which is kind of cool to see him start being the Adam Schefter type and reporting this news. Back with the Baltimore Ravens on a 2-year deal. I think that's very important to talk about. 2 years, not one. Obviously, this linebacker room has been kind of torn to shreds. Patrick Queen and the Steelers, a couple of different things happening there. But I think this is a pretty good move. Van Noy played pretty well in his time with the Ravens. Obviously, the former Patriot and Charger kind of ended up on the Ravens last year kind of randomly. Obviously, spent the first couple of weeks as a free agent, then signed on. And played pretty well. Him and Jadeveon Clowney, honestly, were somewhat of a 1-2 punch on those outside linebacker spots. They worked out well all the way up into the AFC Championship game, and now you at least get Van Noy back, obviously Jadeveon Clowney, heading to Carolina with the Panthers. And so, kind of off the top of this, what's your one-word reaction to the Baltimore Ravens re-signing Kyle Van Noy? I don't need 2, I don't need 3. I want your one-word reaction. Go scroll down there, put it in the comments section to the Ravens re-signing Kyle Van Noy. One word. My one word, need it. Because as I mentioned, this linebacker room was kind of ravaged over the offseason. The main guy, Patrick Queen, who has been a staple of the Baltimore Ravens linebacker room, he's in Pittsburgh now, which is a hard pill to swallow, to be quite honest. But also you lose Jadeveon Clowney, and now Kyle Van Noy, somebody who has somewhat of a sense of the defense, is back. You know, a former 2014 second rounder out of BYU, play with the Lions, play with the Patriots, play with the Chargers. He's getting up there in age, and I think that's why the 2-year deal really, really surprises me. Obviously, you need to make sure that your linebacker room is good, not just for this year, but for years to come. However, 2 years for a guy that's turning 33 next year is going to be something of an interesting way we see him play this year. I don't think that I saw him lose a step in Baltimore, but I will say, from his time in New England to LA with the Chargers, there was certainly a difference. And so now, is that more of a 1-year stretch that he played with the Ravens last year where he looked back to his quote-unquote normal self? I mean, obviously, you're never going to get back to the Kyle Van Noy that we know from the Patriots days where he was flying all over the field. I don't think that's the guy we're going to get, and that's why it's a 2 years, $9 million deal, which relatively is honestly cheap. I think it's a pretty good bargain for the Ravens. It's something that was needed. I think that's the basis here is your linebacker room. You don't have Jadeveon Clowney. You don't have Patrick Queen. This is somebody that, first of all, knows the defense, and second of all, you can pretty much rely on. The 2-year deal is something that is going to be questionable next year, but we'll have to see how the money all works out with there. Make sure you subscribe because, like we said, no matter what's happening, if there's breaking Ravens news, we're going to get a video out to you some way, somehow. Doesn't matter who's doing it, if it's me, if it's Tyler, whatever, we're getting the video out to you. And so that's why we're here right now. If you're watching it and you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Come on. Ravens content pretty much every single day. You're getting the latest in Baltimore. You're getting every single thing you need to know about your Baltimore Ravens, who are hopefully going to be back in the AFC Championship, potentially getting to the Super Bowl, all right here. YouTube.com/RavensTV. I promise you, you're not going to find better breaking news Ravens coverage than right here on Ravens Rundown. Let's talk a little bit about Kyle Van Noy and his stats, because obviously the Patriots, the Dolphins, Chargers, this guy's been a journeyman over the past 4 seasons. I still feel as though his time with the Dolphins is what kind of has kept him in the league. Talk about 10 tackles for loss, 6 sacks, 6 pass breakups. It's been solid. But the resurgence in his career this past year, only playing in 14 games with the Baltimore Ravens, is impeccable. I mean, 9 sacks, 4 pass breakups. That's incredible. 9 tackles for loss. Obviously, only playing 14 games on top of that, and you're getting those type of stats, that type of player is something to be looked at. And I think that's why probably the 2-year deal came in, because he did so well last year. And so in theory, if you get anywhere close to that this year, you're in the happy zone. With this linebacker room, though, it's kind of a difference in how they're going to play this season as to last season. Because now the only two returning quote-unquote starters, obviously Kyle Van Noy, he was not with the Ravens in 2022. He was not with the Ravens for the first couple games of 2023. So I'm not going to say that he was an all-year starter last year. But ROquan Smith was. That's about it. That's the only guy from opening day, the week one of the season last year that you're getting back. Now, there's still kind of the word out there. Trenton Simpson's supposed to be a pretty good linebacker. Obviously, Harbaugh loves the way he plays. But I think bringing back Kyle Van Noy was the right move. I don't know what you would have done without him because your linebacker room, again, with ROquan Smith, it's going to be solid with him alone. You need somebody who knows the defense. Kyle Van Noy knows it. He had somewhat of a resurgence of his career, just like Jadeveon Clowney did. You missed out on Clowney, but you get Van Noy, and that's so important for a Ravens defense that was the number one defense in all of the National Football League last year. You know what's also number one? GameTime. You should check it out, and you can get $20 off your first purchase by using code CHATSPORTS at the redeem code section. I'm telling you, you shouldn't have to worry about buying tickets to your next big event. And GameTime, with killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their best price guarantee, they're going to take the guesswork out of buying tickets. It's the fast and easy way to buy tickets to all of your events, from sports to music to comedy to pretty much anything in your area. Now, obviously, the Baltimore Orioles are super exciting. Gunnar Henderson, coming off his Rookie of the Year, looks impeccable. Corbin Burns, the new ace. It's a fun time in Baltimore. Plus, Camden Yards is one of the most beautiful ballparks you will ever witness. So if you're in the Baltimore area, you want to go check out a Orioles game, go do it. Jackson Holiday is going to come up in literally less than a couple weeks. The AAA team is playing amazing there. You're going to see some top-level prospects. And once again, Camden Yards is awesome. Their next game at home is a little bit from now, so you can go check them out. And you can get your tickets right now and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Once again, Chat Sports for $20 off. Killer last-minute deals, last-minute tickets, flash deals, zone deals. You're not going to find anything like it than GameTime. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with GameTime. Download the GameTime app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code is CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download GameTime today. Last-minute tickets at the lowest price guarantee. Kyle Van Noy is the latest free agency move in the Ravens offseason, but they've had, I'm going to say, a pretty nice one as a whole. Madubuike, the big first signing, that's so huge on the defensive line. And in some ways, I feel like that signing may have negated Jadeveon Clowney coming back. Because Clowney, although he is listed as a linebacker, is more of the edge rusher type, which is somewhat what Van Noy is as well. But I think Van Noy has the better shape to go out and play coverage, whereas Madubuike on the defensive line is going to get pressure. I mean, he's one of the better defensive tackles in all of the National Football League. 4 years, $98 million. You lock him up for a while, and it's very good. Malik Harrison in that linebacker room is really good as well to help continue. And like I said, a linebacker room that was ravaged. You got ROquan still. That's great. You want to make sure you have those pieces underneath him as well. And then the big signing of the Ravens offseason, and one that maybe could propel them to the Super Bowl, that coveted game that they have just not been able to reach. 2 years, $16 million, $9 million guaranteed. And Derrick Henry kind of just fell in their laps. Reports actually came out over the past couple days that Henry was actually wanting to sign with the Cowboys. He said that was going to be a quote-unquote dream scenario. But the Cowboys never offered him. Way to go, Jerry Jones. You did your job as per usual. So Ravens, though, you take advantage of it. You have what has been one of the better running backs, if not the best running back in the National Football League over the past 6-7 years, and a guy who just absolutely pounds the ground. I think it's the one thing that the Ravens were somewhat missing in a lot of facets. You have Lamar Jackson, who's very much a running quarterback, but now you got a guy who can just be nitty-gritty through the tackles and in the trenches. Brent Urban, the defensive end, gets the one-year deal, $1.38 million, kind of a minor move there. A new backup quarterback in the room, obviously Josh Johnson with a one-year deal, $1.38 million. Hope to not see him too much. Obviously, Lamar will take hold of the starter slot. A couple other signings with Darius Washington, the safety, Arthur Maulet, the cornerback, and then Chris Board, the linebacker. A couple of minor moves there. Josh Jones, the offensive tackle. I think that's maybe a little bit of an underrated move. The offensive line last year of the Baltimore Ravens was good, not great. I think there are still some places they can fill in depth-wise. Josh Jones does that. And then Kyle Van Noy. Now, Jones was somewhat of a replacement for Morgan Moses, who was traded to the New York Jets. And That was something that kind of had to look at in multiple different facets. But Kyle Van Noy, the newest re-signing member of the Baltimore Ravens, somebody that I do feel as though needed to be added with the linebacker room as it is right now, and is somebody that is going to step into the Ravens room already and know the playbook. He's going to know the way the defense wants to run. He's going to know what it wants. Obviously, the coaching staff changes will have to kind of come and go, but with Harbaugh still at the helm, I still expect this defense to be one of the top ones in the National Football League. All right, Derrick Henry, now Kyle Van Noy, Madubuike, a lot of good moves by the Baltimore Ravens in NFL free agency. I want you to grade the Ravens' free agency moves. Obviously, as we start to slow down here, it needs to become less and less. So, as a whole, how are they doing? A, B, C, D, or F? Get down in the comment section. Give me your grade right now. It's time to get back in school. A, B, C, D, or F. How are you grading the Ravens' free agency moves? Once again, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you made it this far, that means you like something. So, why not go down there, hit that subscribe button, youtube.com/RavensTV, or little red subscribe button. Click on it. It'll turn gray. You're on your laptop. Scroll down. You're on your phone. You're watching like this. Flip it. You'll see a little red subscribe button. Click that. Bang. You're a part of one of the best Ravens communities on all of YouTube right here on Ravens Rundown. We appreciate y'all watching, Ravens fans. We will see y'all next time. Peace out.